The last video that I talked about was about terminal shortcuts. So like we aliased the ls command to a more useful form of ls, and the lr did the same thing but reversed it by editing. We've got the prompt here shows the current git branch. So instead of having to do like git status or git branch, you can see. So if I do like git checkout -b new cool branch, now it shows new cool branch here in my prompt, which is nice. But there's something else that I don't like about this. If, let's say, I curl www.google.com, and then I look up, it's not easy to see where my last prompt was. So like if I'm running a lot of tests or something, like this visually is not offset. Also, it's such a stupid, like, cliche thing, but I like having a dark terminal background. The text doesn't have to be green, but I like it to be dark. So it is, if you've tried to, there's two things that usually happen, is people will change their terminal configuration and they'll choose like a dark background, and then all of the colors change. So let's try that. Test. We'll try curlgoogle.com. Okay, so this like is black, which is cool, but the text still isn't offset. And this is super trivial, but it's important, and it's going to how I'm going to have my terminal set up for the rest of the time that I ever make these videos. So I want to have this resource available. I hate that I just spent like 2 minutes talking about what I'm going to do. I'm sorry. Okay, so there's a couple minor changes to make. So first, we'll go back to here. We'll set this to that. So this is probably what your terminal looks like right now. Bump that up a little bit. The changes we're going to make are just around some weird escape characters in your bash profile. So if you followed along the last video, you should have some Hartle stuff here that talks about your current prompt command. I will put this in the gist that's linked in the video. This will be very easy to find. I want us to make that a little bit taller. We're going to do two things. So first, we're going to don't change the PS1 is your prompt string. So if you do echo $PS1, that's going to show you like the characters that build your prompt. So this is all, it's pretty arcane. Like, I don't know that anyone actually knows what it means. I have some ideas, but I think they've mostly been proven wrong over time. So we're going to save our current prompt string and comment it out. We're also going to save this prompt command thing by commenting it out. So now when we source our .bash profile, this is just the default. Didn't really look like it changed at all. Okay, well, okay, who knows why. Maybe I have to overwrite it for something to change. So here's the changes that we're going to do. Do this export prompt command thing, and this has a couple of color-specific escape characters around it. So like the, shoot, I barely even remember what any of this is. So we're going to do prompt command there. We're going to export ls color. Well, we'll leave that alone for now. And then this PS1 thing, we also need to comment out. These are a bunch of color-specific escape characters. So like one of these is going to say set a black background and green prompt command, and then this other one is going to be like, okay, stop the black, or like the prompt command thing. It's super arcane. I've screwed my terminal up so many times and had to like start it back from fresh that I just finally figured it out, got it working, shared the wrong resource with a bunch of people, and felt horrible with that, so now I'm just setting it right. So we're going to do source the bash profile. So now you can see this looks wrong, right? We've got a black background and a green prompt, but that's cool, like whatever, the coloring is nice. So the second piece to this, there's kind of like two parts to getting the colors right. So now we're just going to set it to a black background. So command comma to open up the settings. I have this custom background. The stuff that's important is that Text and bold text, I like to have them both be the same color and highly contrasted with what the background color is going to be. In this case, it's going to be a black background, so I want white text. And the selection, this color is well offset for like highlighting stuff on the black. So we're going to set this to default. We're going to hit this default. Now, when I open up a new tab, voila, we have green text, black background, but when I talk, this is all, or when I type, this is white. So when I do like curl Google, www.google.com, and let's bring that up here, and I want to scroll back up to the beginning of when I entered that command, really easy to find. See, like it's just right there. If I do this like 3 times, we can scroll back up and see the prompt because it's colored offset, which is super handy. If you want to build, yeah, so this is cool. The last piece is when you do an ls. We'll cd up ls, yeah. These colors are kind of hard to see, the purple. So that's where this export ls colors, you can, when you export it, this is overwriting the default display colors based on order. So like the first 2 reference a certain thing, the second 2 reference something else, the third thing represents, something else. There will be a link in the gist to this website, jeffgreer.fm/lscolors, where you can build that. Like, I have literally no idea how these all work, but I just build the thing and then copy and paste. There's sometimes more than that in programming, but sometimes it feels like it's just that. So we're going to source this one last time. And when I do ls, I get a much more readable form of colors. So I will put all this in the gist for you to copy paste. You can play around with it a little bit yourself if you want. If you just want the quick and easy version and don't really want to have to know about any of this arcane stuff, it'll be there and available. Hopefully this was useful and not a waste of your time, and now I'm going to be using this setup for the foreseeable future, probably.